You're listening to WYYZ Jasper, and now time for our update from Dr. Carlton Wilson. Good afternoon, sir. And how has your day been?
It's been a good day. Of course, every day's a good day. I love being in here in Jasper, and I love working with the school system, so it's a good day.
I know we have such an amazing school system, and I'm just so looking forward to seeing all the wonderful things that are going to be implemented and what the future holds.
We're excited. We've had a good school system, and we've got great teachers and administrators and parents and students, and we just want to just keep getting better and better, and we're excited about the journey.
Excellent. Now, we've just came out of, busy, we were talking about this, a busy 3 weeks almost of different types of events, different things happening, and now after this inclement weather of last week, I think it's all on the forefront of our minds of when it comes to school being canceled. And so now what are some common questions that you kind of encounter from parents when it comes to, talking about school being canceled for the day?
Well, it's always a very difficult decision to cancel school. And I know sometimes it appears that we might have missed a call or canceled too soon, but my whole thought is I'm going to put the safety of children first. And I know it's an inconvenience at times, but I want to make sure that every child is safe. This last week has been an interesting week. Monday and Tuesday were easy calls with a hurricane coming in and all the forecast, and then Wednesday, the aftermath and that we had from it, that was an easy call. And then Thursday and Friday started getting a little tough. But I relied on a lot of people in our county, our road crews, our maintenance staff, the sheriff's office, and our power companies, and making those decisions. And anytime it's not safe to be out on the roads and not safe for kids to stand at bus stops and things, we need to rethink going to school that day. But I know that it's tough sometimes. I know our families on the west side of the community was wondering what in the world are we doing coming Friday, why we cancel school. But if you'd been on the east side and gone down those 19 roads that were closed Friday morning, and I know when I called it Thursday afternoon, we still had about 1,700 people out of power, and roads, buses couldn't go down. But the big thing is I didn't want students walking by down trees and power lines that were still down, and so it was just a safety issue. And it's always tough. It's a tough call, and we try to make it as early as we possibly can to make it as convenient for parents, because I know it's always a tough thing. I don't want to get in a situation, unless we absolutely have to, where we're making a call at 5 o'clock in the morning or 4:30 in the morning. But you know how it is here in North Georgia, though. Those storms move in the middle of the night, and we have to make those calls sometimes. But we'll do everything we can to get the notice out as quickly as we can and to be as safe as we can.
Well, yeah, because it seems like with so much responsibility when it comes to the lives of the children that, hindsight is definitely 20/20, and it seems it's better to be called, silly for being overly cautious than deal with the tragedy for not being cautious enough.
Absolutely. One child getting hurt is not worth it. And I want to be safe. I know because of our time out, questions come up about making it up. And, of course, we were not going to make up fall break at all because we're too close to fall break and scheduled. But our school board had foresight a year or two ago where they added some minutes into our school day. And we actually go enough minutes over the required minutes that we can accommodate quite a few days out of school just by the number of minutes that we currently go. So we don't necessarily have to make these days up. We'll look at it as it gets closer to February, but we'll let everybody know well in advance if we do decide to take those 2 incumbent days that were in the calendar that was potentially snow days. We're going to discuss that, but right now we do not have plans on making up these. Although we were out 6 days, when the state of emergency is declared by the governor or the president, we do not have to make those days up. So technically we would be on the hook for 4 days, but we actually have enough minutes built in to cover those days and a few more days.
Wow. And it seems like, I know at the first of the year when it came to, everybody was talking about starting the school year early and things like this, and it seems like everybody all over the state was talking about it. in different districts, and it seems like this is the very reason why those types of things are implemented, because we are in Georgia where the weather definitely changes so quick and so drastically.
It does, and we do look at that as our part of our calendar decisions. And not only does it change in Georgia so drastically, so quickly, it's so different from one side of the county to the other side of the county, and we have to take in considerations all of our students.
Exactly. Now, is there anything proactive parents can do when it comes to school closings? I mean, of course, when it comes to like the things we know about childcare, things like that, but in terms of school stuff, is there any kind of tips you'd offer out there?
Well, I know a lot of people maybe not have the accessibility to Facebook, and I don't look at it very much, but Judge Allen Wigington had a wonderful little several paragraphs on responsibility of parents and education, and talked about that exact same thing about what parents can do and need to do at home as far as being a partner in the school. We can't do it. Let me back up and say, if we really wanted to be the school system that our county deserves and to have the accomplishments with our students and success rate, it's going to take a team effort between the school and the parents. And if we work together as a team on education, then our students will soar. And so when times are out like this, talk to our children. Talk to them about reading. Read to them. Have them read to you. I know a lot of students seem to struggle in math, and a lot of it's in word problems. One of the best ways to help teach how to accomplish word problems in math is recipes. Get a recipe book and let kids follow the recipes, and it helps teach them how to break down a problem. And it really does improve their math skills by cooking. And also that would be something that they can use throughout the rest of their life, and something the entire family can enjoy right there cooking together.
Exactly. And just some easy steps and some partnership really do go a long way. As like friend of the family, all of us, but I mean, my brother, my cousin, and myself were all taught to read before kindergarten by a grandmother who just had a second grade education, just from reading golden books. I mean, all it takes is a little bit of time and effort to have this amazing impact.
Absolutely. Reading, if our children see that reading is important to the parents, then that will flow down to the kids. But I would ask that, as you read with children, as you read with your child, let them read, but stop and ask questions. Ask about what it is they're reading, what's the plot of the story, how would they change things if they could, and get them engaged in the actual reading process, and that will not only improve the reading, but it'll improve the comprehension. And together, that if a child can read and comprehend and write, a child can be very successful.
Excellent. Well, Dr. Wilson, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm really looking forward to this new segment we're going to be doing here on Wednesday afternoons. And speaking of partnership between parents and the school system, it's a great opportunity for people to submit questions to you through our Facebook. They can just message us questions, and we can kind of cover them and talk about them and anything and everything going on with our school system.
And, I do appreciate this opportunity, and I do want to start this interaction with YYZ and the school system, and I'm very thankful for it. But I would like to give a couple of dates coming up.
Of course.
That I need people to volunteer, come in and help. I'm starting a couple of advisory councils, and one of them's a business advisory council to help with our school system, with all of our business employers. And I want to have the first Business Advisory Council meeting on Thursday morning, the 28th at 8 o'clock at the board office. So if you're a business person and you got a few minutes, come by and I'll introduce you to the plan that I have in mind. But I'm there for the business community to help do some advising to the school system, what they see that we need. And then that evening at 6 o'clock on the 28th, there will be a parent advisory council. So if I have parents that would like to participate, please come show up that night, or you can call the office and let me know you're coming, but you don't necessarily have to. But if they'll just come the 28th at 6 p.m., and that's why it's a business advisory council at 8 o'clock that morning, and parents that evening at 6 o'clock. We had a chat with the superintendent that was scheduled during our time that we also missed because of the hurricane, and we've rescheduled that chat to the first Monday in October, which I believe is October the 2nd at 6 o'clock in the evening at the central office there. So it's just a time that anybody can come and ask any questions they want to ask, and we'll discuss things. We'll be wide open. The only thing that I'm going to say is that if it's a personnel issue or you have a question about personnel or anything like that, we'll talk about that in my office. But other than that, everything is free game, and we'll discuss whatever is on people's minds.
Wow, so it's a great chance to really be just once again part of this forward-moving effort to create an amazing school system for, well, the community and the students together, between parents and teachers.
Absolutely. You know, I love this place. I've been here 22 years and don't want to go anywhere else. And I love Pickens County and our parents and our students. And we just want to have the best school system we possibly can have for our county.
Well, and I know we're going to far exceed that. And thank you so much, Dr. Wilson. And we look forward to our little chats and getting all this work together done.
Awesome. Thank you.